Hi there, this is Fabi from The Next Big Rush, and today I want to quickly talk about a cheap royalty company. Now, if you are new to this whole royalty slash streaming style of company, don't worry, you're not alone. So there is sort of a stealth category of companies that engage in the mining business but not doing the exploring or the producing themselves. What they do is they provide a service that's very good to those other companies that explore and produce. And what they do is basically they stake a piece of land, or they own that piece of land, or whatever it is that they need to do to the land, and then they rent it out to other companies. And they can also, as an alternative, lend money to certain companies that are developing their projects, and in exchange for lending that money, then what they do is they will take a portion of the production, of the future production of that company's project, right? So in a past video, you saw that I mentioned about Wheaton Precious Metals, and that's what they did with Cocho Copper. So they gave them a bunch of money, and in exchange they're going to get future production of gold and silver from the copper mine. Now, this particular royalty company is very new, and it's very small. It's a niche company. They don't do financing for all sorts of projects. What they do is they stake land in one particular jurisdiction, and then they have royalty deals with explorers and developers to operate in one region in the US. So come with me and let's learn a little bit more about them. And just remember, the number one reason why I'm sharing with you about this particular company is that even though it's very niche, I think it's just too cheap. If you take how much money they're making and what the market cap is right now, and big asterisks on the right now, I don't think that this company is going to remain this cheap for very long. And I don't think they're going to need to come to the market for, a lot of financing and diluting their shareholders. So I don't think it's going to last very long. And if you want to get in, you might as well take the chance now. Come along with me and let's learn a little bit more about it. So this is Ellie Gold Royalties. I keep wanting to call it Eli Gold for some reason. Now, this is a very niche royalty and streaming company. You may not have heard of them yet because they were only created, if I'm not mistaken, in 2016. So they're still pretty new, and they pretty much only operate in Nevada. And the reason why they do that is because the people involved in founding the company were actually involved in, prospecting and looking at claims and staking claims in Nevada. I actually went over to their booth at PDAC, and I had a good chat with management who told me that the interesting thing about Nevada and staking in Nevada is that although it's a very prospective sort of region, and I think you and I both agree that Nevada is pretty hot right now. There are a lot of projects in Nevada. There are a lot of companies that are leaving their more exotic projects around the world and going to Nevada for a myriad of reasons. And they have just honed in their skills of prospecting, staking, and actually finding out who the land belongs to in order to, stake the claim, option it out, buy it, etc., etc. So these are people who have been doing this for, I believe, 30 years in this particular region. And this is why they're able to have so many different projects that are now optioned, because they are highly specialized. So here we see that they have more than 70 exploration projects, and they're all in Nevada, and 41 of these are under exploration. So if one or two of them hit, then you're gonna really see something interesting in the region. They've also built a very large geodatabase But the thing that really impresses me is the current market cap compared to how much revenue they're expecting this year. So this is what caught my attention here, is that they're expecting to have $2 million come in, and we're going to see a little bit more of the numbers soon. But you're going to be a little bit surprised, I think, by how small their market cap is compared to this, especially when you compare it to other royalty and streaming companies, and you see how much money they have coming in versus market cap. There is definitely something special here. So here we are, market cap of $8.5 million. I believe this is a little bit higher today at 10 cents. It's 8.5 million. Today it's 13 cents. So we're talking 9.89 million, still under 10 million. Looks like great value, but if you want to get in at a really good price, then sometimes 1 cent, when you're talking about 13 cents, actually does make a decent difference. Now this is March 2018, so it's pretty recent numbers. They do have warrants out, but their debt is only $500,000, and this surprises me because you're going to see that they actually hold equities in other companies of 1.2 million, and they have cash of more than $2.5 million. So really their enterprise value is only about 5 point something million. And here at the end we see a little tiny detail that makes me a little sad. It says 1 private placement for 10 million shares in the last 7 years. Yes, great for them. I would love to have participated in that. Unfortunately, I did not. But the good thing from the company's perspective, obviously, is that now that they're generating cash, they will be less and less likely to need to raise money. So, point for them. 3-year stock performance is pretty much like every other gold stock. Great in 2016, and then boring, and down and boring for the beginning of 2018. Now, I always find really useful when we can compare different types of companies. And here we have small royalty companies. And Ellie Gold is here with a very small market cap. Now, this obviously would need to be updated because it's not $7 million anymore. It's a little bit more, but maybe by the time that you watch this video, it will have come down to about this level. I don't know. People are catching on to the story. It seems like a few very known people in the industry have been looking at it and talking about it, and so I think it's becoming more and more noticeable. But just to compare things, what I look at here is the price to 2018 cash flow. Now, I don't really know about all these other companies, some of which are actually very interesting and I'm also looking at, such as EMX and Almadex, and EMX and Metalla. Not that I don't like Almadex, no offense, but this is almost like a PE ratio, but it's a price to cash flow ratio instead. And so you want to see this number be really low to show great value. And a 7.9 multiple seems incredibly cheap. Now, one of the reasons why this stock might be cheap at this point is, yes, one of them is probably because people don't know about it yet. But the other thing is that the properties that they have aren't at this moment producing mines. Some of them are being explored. I would dare say that most of them are being explored. Some of them are being developed. But management does believe that there would be a re-rating of the stock price when there is an actual mine producing out of their portfolio. Now, here's a forecast of what they expect to generate from the deals that they already have. Okay, so this should be something that we should hold them accountable for, and we should keep an eye out to see if they actually reach these levels, because these are deals that have already been signed, decided on, etc. This is not sort of pie in the sky. We will, find new projects and then option them out. This is the stuff that should come in if management simply does what it says it will do. Obviously, there are risks. Companies could, go under, not pay, etc., but it's looking good. Now, like I said previously, they are going to generate $2 million in 2018. Please take the time to pick any smaller royalty company out of that table that you've seen previously and just try to see how much they have generated, say in 2017, and what their market cap is. If you want to take into consideration cash, you can. But run a little comparison on how much each of these companies are generating on a yearly basis versus their market cap, and then take the $2 million that Ellie should generate this year and its market cap. I think it's the kind of thing that makes you go, Is there upside potential? Well, they have 20 option properties right now, and they also have 30 projects that are available for option. So there's plenty of opportunity in the pipeline. And usually their option contract is a 4-year contract with balloon payments that escalate through time. Now, I don't expect this one to be diluted to no end like you see most gold companies. So share structure will probably remain tight. And these are some of the most interesting projects that they have optioned out right now. So you'll recognize Fury Exploration, Alamos Gold. Some of these are still being drilled and some of these are actually already being permitted. And I like that we can see the terms so clearly. I believe you've also heard of Coeur Mining, Hochschild, Pershing, etc. So this is Ellie Gold, super interesting company. By the time that I publish this, I might have already bought an initial position. I think this is too cheap for what it is. I believe that when they actually have a project that's producing, they're going to be re-rated. I want to be part of that wealth creation. If it will happen or not, we will see. But at these levels, Ellie Gold seems like a no-brainer. It might be something that, who knows, because they're so concentrated in Nevada, it might be eaten up by a bigger royalty company in the future. Or they might start paying dividends. Who knows? If you want to know more about it, come and chat on co.ca/ELY and let's see what we can learn about this company.